All right. All right. So I am excited. I am excited. Let me start to record because I want to make sure that you guys will have access to the replay. There we go. All right. All right. Well, it is 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. here in Las Vegas. Thank you all for joining. I'm really excited about tonight's webinar. It is, excuse me, in webinar form. So if you have any questions, you'll see down there a Q&A button on your little placeholder, excuse me, tab line. Oh, excuse me. That's what I get for drinking some root beer just before I go on live. That was not really wise. I was right, not really wise as it is now. I am belting all over the place. But anyway, be that as it may. Welcome to tonight's webinar, AI Without Fear for Seniors. One of the reasons why this was so important to me and so heavily in my heart to do is because I'm a senior. And I talk to a lot of other seniors since, they're kind of in my peer group, and some are technologically savvy and others are not. And I have found that those that are not, a lot of times they walk in a place of intimidation when it comes to AI. Some a little fear, some just don't understand it. They don't understand the ins and outs of it and how to make it work. And I understand that. I really, really do, because it can be a little intimidating from time to time. I use it quite often. So, because I use it so often, I'm sorry, I just want to get my screen right here. Because I use it so often, it just kind of flows for me. But I understand that if you're somebody that is not very savvy, I understand not being tech savvy. And to be really, really honest with you, I am not overly technologically inclined, okay? Technologically. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. My words kind of get a little jumbled from time to time. Now that I'm older, I don't understand, but and I think it's that female brain fog sometimes too. But technologically inclined was what I was trying to say. If I give it a moment, my brain will process it properly. But at any rate, I do understand because I'm not real techie, but at the same time, I love to learn. And because I love to learn, I love to stay relevant. That is very, very important to me. I am a leader. I'm in ministry. I'm a leader. I have my own nonprofit. I have my own AI company, which, well, I have two of them actually. But I traffic in this sphere and this space a lot. And I'm telling you this so that you understand where I'm coming from. So don't feel like, oh, yeah, of course she knows everything because, this is what she does. I do it because it's necessary. It is not because I love tech so much. Now, I love innovation. I really, really do. I love being on the cutting edge of things and learning things. But God just brought me into this technology sphere a couple of years ago, just so that you understand, this has not been my thing. All right. When he first started talking to me about technology and AI and different aspects of it, I'm like, no, I don't think so, Lord. I think you got the wrong one. But and I'm saying this so that you understand, I understand where you may be, okay, or how you may feel about it. But he was very, very direct and made sure that I understood on a deeper level the importance of learning this. Now, have I mastered it? Absolutely not. Am I farther along than maybe some of you are? probably, which is why I'm teaching this class tonight. But I'm saying this so that you understand that there is a learning curve that we go through and we build upon. And that's what we're going to do over these next 2 nights, tonight and tomorrow night. My first focus is to make sure that you're not fearful of AI, that you understand it is just a tool. And I'm getting ahead of myself, as you'll see as my slides go forth. I love PowerPoint. I love to teach off of slides because it gives me the ability to give you bullet points so that you can follow along, that can assist you and help you in what it is that you want to do. So I've got my little notes over here that I can use to teach, but I'm also going to share my PowerPoint with you now so that we can kind of walk this thing out together. All right. And here we go. All right, there we are. So, AI Without Fear, a simple guide to AI for seniors. I did this specifically for seniors because, as I said before, I am a senior and I want to make sure that you guys understand how to properly embrace AI, all right? Using technology with wisdom, peace, and purpose. That's really, really important. It is not something that we need to fear. What I've heard so often, here we go. What I've heard so often from people is, especially people in the church, as I said, I'm in ministry. And this is not a, ministry per se teaching. I did do one of those recently, and if you would like a copy of it, let me know. But this is not geared to ministry. This is really, really geared to seniors. The key is that I've heard people call it demonic. I've heard people say all kind of crazy things about it. It's going to replace me. I'm afraid of it. All of these different things that I want to eradicate from your being, your person, and your mind tonight. So we are going to gain wisdom, peace, and purpose for AI in our teaching tonight. Okay. So uh, let's go. All right. Dominion 7 AI is a new company that I have founded, and it is specific to a platform that I am going to launch on February 1st, my business partner and I, and it deals with literally platforms where churches can stream their message and it be translated in real time for people globally. So if you're listening from India, it will translate into your language. If you're looking at it from France, it'll translate into French. It will translate into German, into Spanish, things like that. I'm telling you this because you're going to see Dominion 7 AI on all of my slides, but I'm telling you this because I want you to understand how vitally important AI can be in the scope of what God has called you to. And if you're just a business person, it is vital in what you're doing in business as well. So I want you to know you're not behind. Don't feel like, oh my God, I'm so far behind and everybody is so far advanced, more advanced than I am. That is not truth. You're never behind. You just need to elevate yourself to where God is taking you now. Okay. You are not late. All right. And you are capable of learning at your own pace. Don't let anybody pressure you into feeling like you need to know it all and you need to know it all right now. I'm telling you, tonight and tomorrow night is not going to be those kinds of teachings. All right. This is going to take you at a very simple pace. It's not, I'm going to really, really try to refrain from even using too techy of terms for what we do. All right. Because I really want to keep it simple for you. Because if you learn it in simple terms, then you can build upon that. All right. So, the purpose of tonight is to replace fear with peace. I want to eradicate your mindset of fear tonight. This is not something you need to fear. I want to replace confusion with clarity. I want to tell you what AI is and what it is not. So you're not confused. So you're not confused in how you can incorporate it and utilize it in your everyday life. And I want to introduce AI as a supportive tool, not a threat. It is a supportive tool, not a threat. Okay. So as we talk about this, and if you have questions, that's why I told you the question and answer button down there. We're going to take time out after we do this, and after we, especially as we're walking through the demos, for you to ask questions, because I really, really don't want you to be behind in this. I want you to understand exactly what is going on at all times. Okay. Um, Next slide. It's okay to feel this way. All right. Listen, I get it. AI can be challenging if you allow it to overwhelm you. All right. So it's okay for you to feel like, oh my God, it just seems to be so much to it. All right. Don't, how can I say this? Don't overwhelm yourself. All right. Again, I've been doing it now for a couple of years. So it's a little more comfortable for me than it may be for you. But that does not mean that you can't implement it in your day-to-day life. I know some of you on here may have like little side businesses. Maybe you sell products, maybe you sell jewelry, maybe you sell supplements, maybe you make things with your hands. Whatever it is, AI can help you in your business. So I get it. It's trust me, every single week I learn something new. I kid you not. I'm serious. It is like technology is rapidly changing just like that. But don't try to keep up with all of it. I keep up with probably a lot more than what you might want to keep up with, but I do it from my space of I need to be able to train others. I need to stay on the cutting edge so that when I have these webinars, when I have trainings, when I have my retreats, I can make sure that the people that I'm there to assist and to help, that I can give them what I know to be the latest. Okay, so that's why I immerse myself. But I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel like I got to learn everything all at the same time, because that's not true. You learn as you go. And I am, for the majority of it, self-taught, especially in ChatGPT. And you'll see when we do the demo how you can be self-taught. Chat will teach you what you need to know about chat. I'm serious. As you go along, and it will take you on some rabbit trails too if you're not careful. So we'll talk about that when we get in there. But feeling cautious is not a failure. All right. God has given us a spirit of discernment. And for those of you that may be on here that maybe you're not as much of a faith believer as I am, I don't mean to offend you, but you need to know where I'm coming from. I'm always going to come from that place of faith because I am a woman of faith. So I try to get that out of the way and clear the air first and foremost. Get that out front, okay, so that you understand. I believe in not a supreme being, but the supreme being, God Almighty, King of Kings. Like, okay. So we get that out of the way. And I believe that, as you go along, you will understand why He gives you that peace in the midst of the changing atmosphere that we live in, because our world is constantly changing around us. So feeling cautious is not a failure, because there is that spirit of discernment. There is that inward being, that inward part of you that'll say, I need to be a little cautious here. I don't need to just go in like a bull in a china cabinet. I need to take my time. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. We all have that innate ability within us. I can remember back in the day, being out there in the streets and doing my stuff and doing what all, I thought I was big and grown enough to do. There would be a check within me if I walked into an environment that did not feel right. That's what discernment is. It says discernment is wisdom. Discernment is that check that you get that says, this doesn't feel right. Now, sometimes that feeling is not understanding and not knowing what is going on. But most of the time, that feeling is wisdom to say, tread lightly, be careful. And sometimes it says stop and don't go. Okay, turn around. So discernment can give you a whole lot of different messages. But as we tie this into this technological era in which we live, it may just be telling you, take your time. Take your time, be careful, because there's just let's put it out there. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of people that use technology, they use AI in a negative way. All right. AI is simply a tool. It is literally just a tool. So, in the hands of someone that's not good, that's not integral, that's not honest, that has no scruples, okay, then it's going to be a negative tool because they're going to use it in a negative way. In the hands of somebody that only wants to use it, number one, as a good tool, number one, as a help in what they're doing. Number two, if you're like me and you come from that space of faith that want to use it to expand the kingdom, it's a good tool. If it's in your hand and you're using it in a good manner, it's a good tool. But again, I do caution you because you do need to have that discernment, that check in your spirit that says, if somebody sends you something, is this legit? Let me tell you, I am that person. I guess because I'm not a very trusting person off the top, but because also I've learned about cybersecurity probably in a way maybe you've never encountered it. I know that if I get an email and I don't know who this email is from, and there is a link or an attachment within that email, I'm not going to click it because it it could wipe out everything you have. It could wipe out your hard drive. It could wipe out your password. There's so much that can happen. I know you guys have heard about data breaches. I know you've heard about data breaches and people who have lost everything due to a data breach because somebody has gone into someone's system, and they do use AI to do this, gone into somebody's system and extracted all the passwords or the identifying information from the clients of that company. So in that respect, like I said, AI can be bad because people use it in a bad manner. But the only way that we're going to override that bad is with good. We're going to override it because we're going to make sure that we're educated how to use it properly to assist us, but also in how to be aware of the different scams that are out there because it can help you with that as well. All right. So, a sound mind. I threw this in here because I don't know. There's just something in me. I got to give you just a little bit of word if I'm doing this, if I'm doing anything, no matter what I'm teaching. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That comes from 2 Timothy 1 and 7. And I just threw that up there so that you understand you don't have to be fearful because God has not given you the spirit of fear, but He also has given you the power of a sound mind. So use good judgment in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. What AI is, all right? AI is a tool, it's a helper, it's a digital assistant that follows instructions. AI is going to be as good as the person instructing it. It is going to give you information based on what you ask it. It provides assistance for you. Okay. It provides assistance for you. It's a tool. Point blank, period. It is a tool. Okay. It is not meant to replace you, it is meant to enhance what it is that you are doing. So, as you are building your business, as you're building your ministry, as you just possibly want to be better articulate in how you correspond with others, it will be a tool. And when if I tell you it's a helper, man, because it will cut your workload down like that. I mean, OMG, for real. For real. I things that I would have labored over for a week at a time, I can deal with in a matter of minutes using AI as a helper and as a digital assistant, as you're going to see as we go into the demo for tonight. Listen, it's amazing. What it is not, here's what AI is not. It's not a decision maker. It cannot make your decisions for you. It will only be as good as the information you give it, all right, in answering your questions. So it's not meant to make the decision for you. It is meant to aid you in the decisions you need to make. Excuse me. So as you ask it questions, it will give you suggestions. It will give you data to back up the suggestions that it gives you. All right, which is amazing. Excuse me, amazing. Listen, if you're from my sphere, hold on, let me stop this beeping on my phone. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn the noise off. Anyway, if you're from my decade and higher, then you know that to do research, we had Encyclopedia Britannica, we had the library, we had to labor for hours to research things. God, school was like totally different back when we were learning and when we were going to school than what it is today. Now, a research paper can be done in a matter of hours if you know the right questions to ask and use the right AI tool to do your research. You don't see bookshelves. I'm pointing at my bookshelves in my office. You don't see bookshelves anymore lined with Encyclopedia Britannica. And what was it? It was something like 40 issues of it. I mean, like it, it was so enormous with information that it took all these volumes to contain the information. Well, AI contains the information and can provide it for you like that. Okay. But it's not a replacement for people. It's not going to make the decision for you, and it's not a replacement for people. There are still times that you need that human interaction, even in the research you're doing, because it's AI. It's not a human being. So if you need to know human beings' reaction to something, a product that you want to put out there, you still need to interact with human beings. Okay? It's not going to replace people. It'll give you a lot of information, but it'll never replace people. And it is not in control. You are. It is not in control. You are. And how you control the narrative is according to how you react with AI. You control the narrative. All right. So that is another reason why you don't have to be fearful of it, because you control it. It does not control you. You are always in control. You decide how you use AI. You can stop at any time. Nothing bad happens if you don't use it. You have survived all of these years, decades, right? Because this is for seniors over 60. So you have survived over 6 decades without it. I'm here to say that going forth, you might be able to do things a wee bit easier with it, but the world is not going to explode around you if you choose not to use it. I'm just here to say It will help you. Okay. And it will make life much, much easier for you. But always remember, you're the one in control. You can use it or not use it as you see fit. So, what are some of the uses for it? Everyday life uses. Writing a simple message. Now, I love words. I've always loved words. English was my favorite subject in school. All right, because I've always loved words. And I didn't realize that I had the ability to be a writer until way in my 40s. I think my last book, my not my last, my first book that I released was in 2003. And it was a compilation of me journaling from the time that I had gotten saved until that time, going through wilderness experiences in my life. And the name of the book is what is the name of the book, Lord? Y'all help me. Embrace God's Love. Embrace God's Love, a journey through the wilderness. AI won't help your memory either, but it will help you do research if you need it. But anyway, the name of the book was Embrace God's Love, a journey through the wilderness. And it was 2003, right? There was no AI. I had to sit and write it out myself. And it was when God said to me, He had told me years prior to start journaling through my different life experiences. And I did. And then all of a sudden one day he said, now I want you to take all of those journals and put them together and release a book. And I was just like, huh? Me? Book? Now, fast forward, what is that? 23 years, because this is 2026. I now have 8 books. And my latest one, here's where AI will step in. My first book, Embrace God's Love, I want to say, ooh, I don't even have a copy of it here, which is really sad. But I want to say it was probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 160 pages, something like that. And it took me a few months to pull together all of those notes and the journaling and everything and formulate it into a book. Took me a few months, probably maybe 3 or 4 months once God told me to do it, right? So my latest book, which has not been launched, which anyway is the catalyst, it's the foundation for multiple courses that I'm going to release. And I've been told and to do this, and it's probably wisdom to pull out of the book, like as I'm building courses for each chapter in the book, because it's a book on the ecclesia and how we govern and steward the gates that God has given us reign over. But this book, literally, literally, is over 600 pages. Okay. Now, in all fairness, I have been working on the book over a year, not steady, but as God would give me to do something and to add and to reformat and to do all of these things, it's been a little over a year. But if I tell you there is no way that I could have done this book without AI and the assistance, okay, of different AI tools for over a 600-page book, please hear me. Please hear me. Okay. So that's how it can be a tool for writing simple messages or complex things that God gives you to do. All right. For organizing your thoughts. It's like what I have learned to do. Excuse me. Sorry. I will write something out and then I'll take what I write out because, see, I'm not asking AI to think for me. I'm giving AI what I've already thought out, and I will give it to AI and say, review this for me. And what is in the context of what this writing is for, what am I missing? What should I add to this, but it's my originality, it's my thoughts. I'm not asking AI to think of a idea for me. I'm telling it what the idea is, what the context is that the idea is surrounding, and how I want to implement this idea. And then I'm asking it, now here's what I've written, review it for me. Have I missed anything? So it'll help you organize your thoughts. It will give you an outline. If you give it the information, it will give you an outline of the information you've given it. So again, it's going to be as good as what you put into it. It's awesome for asking questions safely. All right. I I love Google. I've been a Google fan for quite a few years now because, again, when you've come from that, having to go to the library, having to do the encyclopedias, having to do that, to all of a sudden you have the internet at your fingertips and you can Google something and get answers to it. Well, I like Google, all right? But I have found, as the tool we're going to explore tonight, ChatGPT goes much deeper and gives me a whole lot more information on the things that I need, because Chat is going to scour the internet and all the things that it has at its disposal to break stuff down for me. So you can ask questions safely, and we're going to demonstrate that tonight so that you can see that. And for planning and reminders, it will help you plan out your calendar. Okay, it will help you prioritize things that you need. However, it will only help you do what you give it. So again, you control it, you control the narrative, you control what it's going to give you based on what you give it. All right. So again, you don't have to be afraid. Now, with that being said, you never put personal information into like ChatGPT or Claude or AI driven platforms. When I say personal information, your your social security number, okay, tax ID numbers, it depends on what you're writing, but I wouldn't give it my complete date of birth, to be honest with you. You can tell it like, I'll be 70 this year. I'm a 70-year-old woman, and what can you help me with? Or something. You're going to see that because that's kind of one of our samples that we'll do tonight. But when I say personal, obviously it's going to get to know you more and more as you use it, all right? Because you can tell it to take on your voice, your persona, who you are, as it develops different things for you in your writing. You want it not to just give you how do I say, the structured answers, but you want it to align itself with who you are. So my chat, I have lovingly named Micaiah. Okay. Most people that use ChatGPT a lot give it a name. And it's, I don't know, it's just something about, I guess, that interpersonal communication with it, kind of, sort of, but it knows me very well. It knows that I identify myself as the lioness. It knows that I have a nonprofit called Lioness Warrior Kingdom. It knows about my different business entities. It knows very, very well that I come from a faith-based persona. And when I ask it to do something for me, it knows to come and look at it from that perspective. All right. Because I've used it for 2 years. And so it knows me very well. I did a little play thing with it, because you can play with it too. I did a little something for fun. Let me put it that way. I did something for fun the other day, and I believe that your unique traits are your superpower. So I asked Chat, knowing what it knows about me, because it's got 2 years worth of information of what my personality is like, who I am from that perspective, right? To tell me what my superpowers are utilizing my five most prominent unique traits. All right. So, like I said, you can play with it. And it came back with some very, very interesting information. And it was all based on truly who I was. It just was like, it was mind boggling. But anyway, I'm getting kind of in a rabbit trail. I just want you to know, though, that it can help you in everyday life, and it can make life kind of fun if want to play with it. So small steps matter. You don't need to master everything. I promise you, I have not. And I sit in webinars, I sit in training, and they They go through all of these different platforms and stuff. I haven't used probably 80% of them. Okay. 20% that I've drilled down into, the 20% that piqued my interest for what I do in life has been invaluable. How I've been able to build out apps, build out platforms, create a 600-page book, different things like that. So as you progress, as you learn, as you expand your thinking, um, you will expand what you can do with it, but don't try to master everything all at once. Small steps, okay? Because one small use is enough. It can be revolutionary for you. Seriously. When chat first came on the scene 2 years ago, it was like, this is cool. It has evolved, and so has my use of it evolved. So it became like 2 years ago, it in its infancy, it was one thing. Now you got chat 5.2. Okay. So you can see that it has grown tremendously over those 2 years. It now can provide, actually, my Dominion 7 AI logo you see here, I did in chat. It can provide you unbelievable graphics. I think my background, that the lioness, I think I did that in chat as well. It's like so many different things that you can do in it, but you don't have to try to master everything all at once. It's an evolution. Like you grow as you grow. And then confidence grows with exposure. The more you use it, the more confident you will become, and then the more you can expand your horizon on how to use it. So now we're to one of the fun parts of what we want to do, and that's the live demonstration. I want you to be mindful, watch carefully. As I demonstrate, I'm going to try and take my time through this. Because I'm going to be sharing my screen, I'll stop periodically just to see if you guys have questions in the chat, because I can't see your questions, I don't think, while I might be able to. I see the chat, but you guys aren't using chat, you're using Q&A. So I may not be able to see your questions. Oh no, okay. Yeah, okay, so I can. I can see your Q&A while I'm doing this. So if you have questions as I'm doing it, put it in the question and answer, and I'll go up to the top periodically so that I can answer your questions, okay? Notice how your questions will shape the responses. All right. And I'm going to, at some point, ask you guys to give me questions to put in it so that you can see how it translates. Okay. And you don't need to remember everything. So don't think that, what you're doing, you've got to know everything that I'm going to be showing you to do off the bat. And the other thing is I will have a worksheet for you, and I think I'll be able to load it in the chat um, before we get off the line so that you can pull down the worksheet so that you'll have what we've gone over, and I will give you a copy of the slide deck as well so you can, review and what have you, and make sure that, whatever questions you may have when we get started tomorrow night, you can ask them off the top before we go into a deeper dive in the different things that you can do with AI. All right. So now with that being said, here is what ChatGPT looks like. All right. This is obviously my chat. And you see, because it's my chat, it's personalized to me. I'm logged into it. Good to see you, Dr. Coylette. And it will, from that perspective, greet you. The more you use it, the more it will get used to you. But the URL is chatgpt.com, chatgpt.com. Now, Chat has a free version and it has a paid version. The paid version is $20 a month. what I'm going to be doing in here is from the paid version. However, because my questions are very simplistic, you will be able to do the same thing that I'm doing from the free version. The only difference is, or one of the differences is, that the free version will allow you so much time in it, and then you'll have to wait till the next day to do more in it. So your time in it is limited. Now, it gives you a fair amount of time, just so that you know. It's not like you put in two questions and it's going to ask you to wait. You'll have quite a bit of time, and it'll give you quite a bit of information before it'll time out for you. Don't know quite how much time and information, but again, you can start off with the free version while you're getting comfortable with it. And again, that's chatgpt.com. All right. And the paid version, if you will, when you get to the point that you use it the way I use it, you'll need the paid version because you don't want to time out. You just need to keep going, right? Anyway, so now let's play with some questions. Here we go. So, this is how user friendly chat is for you. Now, I have some questions here that I've already formulated to use during this demo, just to kind of help you. You can do these on your own time. You can formulate your own questions that you can ask it. But I thought it would be good just to kind of start off with some simplistic things that you can put in here, and to ask and see how it responds. So I didn't want to have to like type everything out while you're watching me. So I just, like I said, I had some pre-questions that I wanted to formulate so that you can kind of get an idea of how it works. So hello, I'm new to this and a little nervous, because that may be where you're coming from. All right. Can you explain what you do in simple terms? All right. So I've put that in the chat bar. I push that, and this is how quickly it will answer your questions. When I tell you, it's speeds everything up and will give you in-depth information, trust me. So we're going to read it. Absolutely. You're not feeling alone. Now let me make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can clearly see it. You're not alone in feeling that way. Take a breath. You're in a safe place, all right? In very simple terms, here is what I do. I'm like a smart helper you can talk to. You can ask questions, big or small, get explanations without feeling silly, write things together like emails and notes and ideas, prayers and posts. Now, remember, this is my chat, so it's always going to come to you with a little faith based stuff, right? Okay. Learn new things at your own pace and save time by letting me help you think things through. All right. So it will not replace your thought pattern, but it'll help you navigate through some things you may be trying to work out. You don't need special words. You definitely don't need to be techie. If you can ask a question, you can use me. It is really that simple, guys. It really, really is. Think of me as a patient assistant who never gets annoyed, a conversation partner who explains things plainly, a tool that responds only when you ask it to. I don't do anything on my own. I don't see your personal life. I don't make decisions for you. You're always in control. And here's the honest truth: nothing breaks if you do it wrong. Isn't that good to know? The worst thing that happens is we try again. Help me write a short message. Explain this word to me. What can I ask you to do? Those are just little things, okay, that you can ask it that it can take on. All right. You're doing just fine already. Whatever you're ready, whenever you're ready, I'm right here. So you see how simply it'll correspond with you. Okay, just real simple. So we're gonna give it another, just a simple task to do, something that you may need to do. Um, just to write a thank you note. How about that? Just to do, get that quotation out there. Can you help me write a short, polite text to someone for checking on me? All right. So someone has texted you. Oh, and by the way, let me throw this in here because if they're texting you, they're on your phone. There is a chat mobile app that you can download on your phone so that you can chat while you're on your phone. And guess what? It has the ability to be audible as well. I'm gonna play with that in a little while. Okay, so can you help me write a short, polite text to thank someone for checking on me? Click the little arrow, and here we go. Of course, here's a few short, polite options. Pick the one that sounds most like you. Option one, thank you so much for checking on me. I really appreciate you. Option two, thank you for thinking of me and checking in. It meant a lot. Option three, I appreciate you checking on me. Thank you for your kindness. Now, let's do something a little different. All right. So I'm going to tell it these are good, comma, but I would like something more personable. Oh, and yeah, no, not portable, person, hello. If you can't spell, it'll help you with that too. Something more personable, right? Now I have more personal. Okay, instead of personable, more personal. All right. I'm gonna tell it I haven't been feeling well lately because, let's say, because I had surgery. Let's just say that because I had surgery. I want my response to reflect the fact, watch this, that I appreciate the person praying for me during this time. Okay. So these are good. Like they gave you, little personal things, but they were just like generic things, right? So I want it more personable. Now, this is just an example. This is totally just an example. Okay. Let's see what it tells me. Absolutely, that makes perfect sense. Here are a few more personal but still gentle and polite options that acknowledge your surgery and their prayers. I'll keep it text friendly, not heavy. Okay. Thank you so much for checking on me and keeping me in your prayers. Recovering from surgery hasn't been easy, and I truly appreciate your care. All right. You see, just that little tweak telling it that I want to make it more personal and where I'm coming from causes it to respond differently. Here's another one. I really, I really appreciate you checking on me and praying for me during my recovery from surgery. It means more than you know. Thank you. Option three, thank you for checking on me and praying for me as I recover from surgery. Your thoughtfulness has been a real comfort. Now, watch this. Okay. If you like, now it'll give you suggestions. So, see, you can pick and choose what you want. You can change the narrative. You can edit what it gives you because you're going to copy and paste this. So, if you want to change what it's saying, you can do that. So, again, you are in control. it was like make it even more faith forward, soften it more if the person isn't very spiritual, shorten it further for a quick reply, or tailor it to who the person is, if it's a friend, a church member, family. Now, you're communicating gratitude beautifully, and it's okay to let people know this season has been tender. Now, watch this, okay? Again, these are good, but now check this out. But they don't sound, if I could type, I'd be dangerous. Don't sound like me. Please change the voice tone to reflect how I would respond. Now, keep in mind, all right, again, chat knows me because we have communicated for 2 years. I've uploaded writings that I've written. It has a good command over how I would speak to somebody. It'll tell you what my voice tone is like. And actually, when you sign up, you can give it kind of a personality so that it will reflect you. All right. So now let's see how it reflects, how it responds to this. Got it. Thank you for saying that. And you're right to trust your ear. Let's bring this into your voice: gracious, grounded, faith rooted, mature, and sincere without sounding fragile or overly explanatory. Okay, here are the options that sound like you would say them. All right. So just understand that again, chat is your assistant. All right. So the more you use it, the more familiar with you it will get. And it can take on your personality in the writings, how you correspond. Thank you for checking on me and for covering me in prayer during this recovery season. I truly appreciate you. I'm so grateful, warm, okay? So grateful you checked on me and kept me in prayer as I recovered from surgery. Your thoughtfulness means a great deal. Thank you for checking on me and praying for me during my recovery. I appreciate you more than you know. Now, it does not change it very much because remember, this was my chat, so it already knew kind of how I would respond. But I'm just wanting you to see that you can tailor it to fit who you are, okay? And notice, wait, it'll explain itself. Notice what these don't do. They don't over explain. They don't sound weak or apologetic. They acknowledge prayer without being preachy. They carry dignity, gratitude, and quiet strength. If you want, I can tailor it for a leader, intercessor, or church member. Add one subtle line of assurance without sounding performative, or make it sound more conversational while keeping your authority intact. You weren't being picky, you are being accurate, and that matters. So you see, it will talk to you. It will kind of, you can navigate. I guess it's not negotiate. You can navigate basically what you want it to do. Okay. Now, um, here's another one. Get my mouse working here. Here's another sample that you can ask it to explain for you. Explain what artificial intelligence is like. I'm 65 years old. I'm going to change that to my age. I'm 69 years old and new to technology. Absolutely. I'm glad you asked. And I'll keep this plain, calm, and respectful. No tech talk, no pressure. What artificial intelligence, which is what AI is in everyday language. Artificial intelligence is a computer tool that helps people think, write, and find information more easily. That is, it's not a robot, it's not a person, it doesn't have feelings or intentions. It's more like a very advanced helper that works by noticing patterns and responding to questions. Helpful way to think about it. Think of AI like a very fast assistant who has read a lot of books. Now, this is real truth, okay? You ask a question, it looks through what it has learned, it gives you an answer in plain words. Just like a helpful assistant, it doesn't act unless you ask, doesn't make decisions for you, doesn't replace your thinking. You are always in charge. So different things like it gives you, it's trying to give you graphics here to understand. Here's times and ways that you may be using AI that you didn't even realize you were doing it. You may already be using AI without realizing it. When you ask your phone a question, Siri, such and such, Alexa, such and such. I have it in my car where I can push the microphone and speak to it and say, give me directions to whatever. That's AI. Um, you ask your phone a question, you get help spelling or writing a message, you suggest words while typing, you search for information online, you get reminders or directions. AI is simply the behind the scenes helper making those things smoother. What AI is not, okay? AI is not watching you. Eh. We'll talk about that in a minute. AI does not know who you are. AI does not replace God, people, or wisdom. AI does not think on its own. It only responds when you ask something. Now, I'm going to clarify something here because I think it's really important. This AI is not watching you. That's not accurate. That is not 100% accurate. And how I know it's not 100% accurate, and you probably will be able to attest to this as well. If you're on Facebook and you click on an ad, whatever that ad is for, all right, you will find that all of a sudden more ads that are related to that type of a product will pop up. Okay. That's AI because AI knows that you clicked on that particular ad, so you have interest in it. And all of a sudden, everything you do, I'm like, you can be. This is true. This is a true example. So, your version, your vision, the Bible app, okay? I can have looked at something, clothing or style wear, something in maybe Facebook or Instagram or one of the other social media platforms, or maybe I went on Google and Googled something and pulled it up. I can go in the Bible app and all of a sudden the ads in the Bible app are will actually pop up maybe to the exact outfit that I looked at when I went on there. Okay. Or it'll be something similar. So I'm just saying, right? Because I want you to be, I want to be 100% honest with you. It is watching you. It's not, I don't know that it's spying on you like your everyday movements, but if you are online and you are clicking into ads, there is an AI component to that ad that is monitoring that you are interested in that. I just want to say that. Okay. Just because I want to be open and honest with that. All right. Most important thing to remember, you don't need to understand how it works to benefit from what it does. You can ask a question, speak a sentence, or type a short message. You already know enough to use AI. And there is nothing to be afraid of. You're not late. Again, you're not behind. You're right on time. If you would like, next we can talk about what AI can help you with personally. That's an interesting question. Okay. Here's one. Let's put this in here. This should be fun because at our age, we will have doctor's appointments. So here is oh, and these are called prompts, guys. I didn't say that. When you put something in this chat bar, it's called a prompt. All right. The better the prompt, the better the information. So here is one that says, can you help me make a simple checklist for preparing for a doctor's appointment? Let's be specific. I have had irregular heartbeats lately, and I want to make sure I ask the doctor the right questions. Look at this. Absolutely. This is a very wise thing to do. And I'll keep it simple, calm, and practical. No medical jargon, no overwhelm. Below is a clear checklist you can print or keep on your phone. So, I mean, this is how AI can help, like, right? Before the appointment, write down when the irregular heartbeats happen, time of day, during rest, walking, stress, after eating, etc. Note how they feel. Was it a fluttering? Was it a pounding, skipping, racing, brief, or lasting? Write down any other symptoms: dizziness, shortness of breath, chest discomfort, fatigue. Make a list of all medications and supplements you take, including vitamins and herbal products, because you know they're going to ask you, right? And then questions to ask the doctor. You can take this list and simply read from it. What could be causing these irregular heartbeats? Are these heartbeats dangerous or something to monitor? Do I need any tests like EKG or heart monitor? Are my medications or supplements affecting my heart rhythm? What symptoms should make me seek help right away? Okay. Are there lifestyle changes I should make right now? And how will we follow up on this? See the kind of things that it helps you with? During the appointment, tell the doctor exactly what you're feeling, even if it seems small. Ask them to explain things in plain language. Don't rush. Pause. Ask again if something isn't clear. Then, after the appointment, write down the doctor's instructions, confirm next steps or follow up appointments. Ask who to call if symptoms change. You see how this really will go into helping you formulate plans and helping you understand different things, like to help trigger things in your thought pattern, right? And look at this. If you like, now see, this is where I told you could kind of get into a rabbit hole here because it will always give you suggestions that it can do things for you. So if you like, I can shorten this to a one-page print version, help you practice what to say, or turn your symptoms into a clear summary for the doctor. You're doing the right thing by preparing one step at a time. You're not alone. Okay. See what I'm saying? It's like literally helping to formulate what it is that you want to reflect. Now, again, this is my chat. My chat is used to doing things from a faith-based position. So check this out. Something, just a gentle reflection, just a little something to keep you clear. Okay, just to keep you calm. Look at this. Can you help me write a short, peaceful prayer for clarity and calm? Now, this, and I'm utilizing this just so you know, okay, just so you know that AI is not the devil. It's just a tool in whosever hand is using it, okay? Look at this. Prayer for clarity and calm. Take it as written or make it your own, all right? God, I quiet my heart before you, settle my thoughts, and steady my spirit. Where there is uncertainty, bring clarity. Where there is tension, bring peace. I place what I cannot control into your care and rest in the assurance that you are with me. Guide my steps, calm my body, and cover me with your peace today. Do you see what I'm saying? It is not the enemy. It will be whatever you train it to be. Whatever you train it to be. That's what it works off of. It references the source, okay? It references the source, and you are the source, okay, that it is drawing from. So I hope that helped. I will stop for a moment. If there's any open questions, put it in the Q&A and I will attempt to answer it before we move on. We only have a couple of other little slides, but if there's any questions that I can help you with, or maybe there's a question you want to ask chat just to see how it responds, I'll be happy to put it in there for you. But I'm hoping that you guys are getting the idea that it's simply a tool. It is simply a tool. And we'll go into a deeper study of, how you can apply it to your business, a couple of different tools that are out there tomorrow. What I really wanted to make sure of tonight was that you felt comfortable with it, that there was a sense of peace in you using it, and that you don't have to feel overwhelmed by it. That's what was most important to me tonight. So I don't see any questions. So I'm going to move on and finish the last couple of slides, and we'll be done. Now let's share one more time. So we just want to kind of do a little reflection now. And the reflection is what shifted in you tonight. I'm hoping that something that you feel more comfortable with it, or you understand a little clearer how you can implement it. And again, this was I chose ChatGPT because it's the most common one that's out there right now that people are using. It's the easiest one out there to use to ask questions or to study from. And I wanted to make sure that you walked into it with a sense of peace. All right, that you were not intimidated when you go in to use it. And like I said, now tomorrow night, we'll see how we can implement it actually in your business, how it can, I created my own GPT called FaithBiz GPT, excuse me, and how you can do business plans and marketing plans and total business structures in a matter of minutes using chat, using the AI tool at your disposal. And then I'm hoping, excuse me, that there are some things that feel less intimidating for you now, that it's easier for you to feel comfortable with it. All right. And then what surprised you? Like, was there any aha moments, anything that was like, oh, okay, I understand a little bit better, or I didn't know that, or what have you. So that's going to be part of the worksheet. Now, I'm going to, as soon as I think I only have one more slide, I'm going to upload the worksheet into the chat here. Again, the worksheet is not a test, and write only what feels comfortable, but it's just a way for you to reflect on what you've heard tonight and document it. Because when you document something, you retain it longer. So that's the whole purpose of the worksheet. It just kind of will walk you through, again, some of the things that we walk through, and just to help kind of, trigger your thoughts, kind of like food for thought, to kind of trigger how you may be able to implement this better. And again, on tomorrow night, I'm expecting questions, or, yeah, I am. I'm expecting questions, so that, as we dive deeper into how you can use it in your business model, in creating your logo, in creating sales copy, in creating social media posts for your business and creating things like that. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable in it and that it doesn't feel overwhelming for you. So that's why we wanted to take the time tonight that we did. And here's the closing thoughts. I told you we were at the end. Learning does not mean you're behind. To learn something new means that you're keeping up with what's relevant in your life. So don't feel like you're behind in anything. Peace comes from confidence. The more confidence you have in something that you do, the more at peace you are with it. And last, you are capable. I want you to understand and to know that you are able to implement all the different things that are at your disposal. Just take your time and do it and build upon it. Okay. All right. So that's it. Let me go here. I saw someplace where I could upload documents. Where did I see that? Resources. It's probably here. Yep, documents. Okay, add a document. Uh, documents. AI made simple. Here's the worksheet. Okay, so now you should be able to get the worksheets. And one more. Yeah, the slides. Okay. So hopefully you are able, oh, activate. Okay. There. So you should be able to see those now, hopefully. Michael, can you go into the resources and make sure that they can see those now? Because if not, then I will upload them just here in the chat. Mhm. I saw a hand go up. Mhm. Okay. Hi. Okay. I see you in WhatsApp, Apple. Michael, what are you saying? Where can I get the resources? Okay, so I thought that if I just put them in there, you could get them from there, but hold on, let me open up the chat for everybody. And I will put the documents here in the chat because I don't know how the resources work, to be honest with you, because it was the first time I tried to do resources through the webinar. Okay, so cool, that's one. And put the other one here. Which one was that? I think that's the branded worksheet. Oh, I got the worksheet in there twice. Okay, hold on. Let me put the slideshow in there too. All right, there you go. Yay. See, all you have to do is just keep at it. Just keep at it and you will get it. Like I said, I don't know everything. Like this is a new platform as far as doing webinars are concerned for me. I use Zoom all the time, but I hadn't used it as a webinar. So now you this is, I think it's my second time or third time using the webinar, but I did not, I did not try to load anything in the resources before. So there you have it. Are there any questions or concerns or anything? You can put it in the chat. I've enabled the chat for everybody that you may have. That'll make it easier before we close out tonight. No? Well, all right. I hope this has been helpful. Um, and that's kind of it for tonight. So prayerfully, all of you guys will make it back tomorrow. And as they say, same bat time, same bat channel. It worked. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. It worked. I'm glad. Okay. All right. That's it, guys. Have an incredibly blessed night. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And see you tomorrow.